Well, hey there, folks and fellow YouTubers. It's your best buddy here, Nuclear Scaldy 7, and in one of today's videos, I'll be doing part 2 of my walkthrough for Dead Space. Up until now, I had only done one walkthrough video for the game thus far. But anyhow, the name of the level we're on today is Chapter 2, Intensive Care. We're gonna go to Continue Game. Collect and use health packs to replenish your health bar.
Shh, it's all right, McCoy. He's here. Nothing to be afraid of. I knew you would come. Just like you said. I saved this for you.
Now this may seem a bit creepy, but she's actually going to give us a very important item right before we go.
McCoy wants to take me.
So we aim with the right-click button, or we can grab the item with the F button on the keyboard. Let's just make sure there isn't anything important here that could be useful. Obviously, I don't really need it at the moment. So I'm going to have to grab this one. Let's just go ahead and toss it here. What good will it do anyone in this now derelict spaceship? So we go through this hallway. First, let's just make sure there isn't any potentially useful items we have enough money for. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and buy... Okay, that's just sell. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money to buy anything at the present moment. Let's go ahead and sell a few things. That way, I don't have enough money to buy something, including some plasma energy. Alright. Alright, that should be good, at least for now. Okay, so we're gonna go here. There's another little... Pick up schematics to add items to the store. Okay, so let's see if we can't download it there at this store here, i.e. purchase it. Okay, so we don't really need this right now. Sure, some other time we could do that to get the schematics for the flamethrowers, it's called. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the security station.
Isaac, are you there? We were attacked. Kendra's gone. 1 minute she was there, then I can't believe I lost her. We can still do this. Get me the captain's rig codes and we'll find Nicole. Looks like the crew barricaded the door to the emergency wing. You have to blow through it to get to the morgue. Get some thermite from medical storage and a shock pad from zero-G therapy. Should be down the corridor. Communication is useless in all this static.
Objective inactive. Oh, don't get rid of it. I'll get rid of you. Say that to myself, of course. Okay, so... Alright. Ah, and here's another store. Buy some plasma energy. That'll be good for right now, of course. Alright. So, we can go through one of these two doors. Let's go ahead and... I'm just going to go ahead and save first before I do anything. What? Alright. So I'm going to grab some important things here. It's been a while since I've played this game last. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at the options because I'm trying to blank on how. No, do not. Quit, dude, or I'll send you to the room. Controls. Okay, so how do you stomp, I wonder? There we go. Okay, so we've got everything we need here. So let's go ahead and go to the research room. I believe that's where we need to go first. There we go. Took its sweet time, so. Secondary fire. Awesome. So you press spacebar while holding the right button on the mouse to switch firing modes. Stasis recharge. Ah, that is terrifying music. So we use the stasis to slow objects. Voila! We're gonna go through here to the main lab. Let's make sure there's nothing important here.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Now this is, yes, where enemies come and spawn, so be aware of that. So if an enemy manages to grapple you, you press A to do a sort of melee attack. Get rid of them. Something very satisfying about having to dismember enemies in this game. Obviously that door is locked right now while it's in quarantine. I like the biohazard symbol on that trash bin there. Alright. Okay, so I believe we have nowhere else to go but down. Gonna quickly recharge my stasis. Dude, there was something on here. Get over here, cloud. So yes, always be sure to snatch items that necromorphs will leave behind once you've killed them. Alright, so you can also press key to recharge your health. Q, I should say. It's in the Q button on the keyboard. Let's go ahead and...
Quarantine lifted.
Alright, now that we've killed all the enemies, the quarantine is now lifted. So let's go in here and see if there's anything important or at least useful. here in that room at the moment, anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and head back upstairs. Except I want to go into this room to see if there's anything important or useful.
What in God's name is going on down there?
I think that's precisely the point, Doctor. God's work.
I'm not so sure of that. We have to assume that the colony's problems are somehow connected to the marker.
You can assume all you want to. I do not. The marker is glorious and divine. You know that.
God moves in mysterious ways.
Anyway, we'll have it on board tomorrow. You can analyze it all you want to. What are you so worried about?
Worried? Captain, people are dying down there, killing each other. Is this madness, the transformation unitology teaches us?
Doctor, Terrence, there will always be risk when the stakes are high. And here, they're enormous. It could change everything.
Well, that's what worries me.
So that's interesting. So when people are exposed to the marker, the object that they kind of mine from a dead planet, so even before it turns you into a necromorph, it even causes you to also go psychotic and start killing each other, which is weird and spooky to say the least. Okay, now we want to make sure there isn't any other potentially important item in this room. Nah, I didn't think there would be, but hey, never hurts to check. Alright. Go through here quickly, then I'm going to quickly head back upstairs. Okay.
I finally convinced Jurgens to show me the video feed from the colony. And what I saw was glorious. Breathtaking. Miners undergoing a transformation into something extraordinary. I must know more. Even as the believer within me wants to become one of them, the scientist needs to uncover their secrets. I need to study one of these necromorphs, as Kind so clinically puts it. I need to witness this infection firsthand. Perhaps that patient from the colony.
So that is really weird. So that guy, his last name is Mercer. With the accent, he wants to become a necromorph. I mean, who in their right state of mind would ever want to become a necromorph? That's kind of terrifying and gross. Okay, so there's nothing else for us to do in here at the moment anyway, so let's go ahead and head back upstairs. So let's make sure there's nothing important. Yes, there might be a few things important. Apart from grabbing these items, which could be no doubt useful later on. And I'm going to go ahead and save, of course. Okay, now I will go through this door very shortly where it says Biolab, but first I want to, as I said just now, head upstairs. Just make sure there isn't anything potentially important up there. Go to that one door since it won't be in lockdown anymore because the quarantine is now lifted. Oh, I guess you can never go through their period. Alright, my bad. What do you know? We live, we learn, I should say. So we're gonna use the cargo lift to now go back downstairs. Now we're gonna go to the room where I saved. So we're gonna head on to the biolabs. Biological Prosthetic Center. We keep you working. Attention, in case of emergency, proceed to hospital wing of medical deck. The BPC is for stabilized injuries only. Concordance Extraction Corporation. Welcome to the USG Ishimura. Sort of like the game's version of the UAC, I'm guessing. Dude, I should say.
Come on! Let me out!
Oh, nasty. Oh my gosh, those are like the baby demons, i.e. the cherubs from Doom 3. This game and Doom 3 have quite a bit in common. He exploded his head. Oh, that's disgusting. Now, if you'll notice, there's a tiny little radioactive symbol there. I like it. So yes, we're going to have to fight those baby enemies. I forgot what they're called. Again, it's been a little while since I've played this game last. And there they are. Destroy them. That's the dead body of the guy that was trying to beg us for help there. This game is so gritty and creepy. That's why I love it. Oh, watch out. And they are both dead as a doornail. Not that they kind of weren't dead already, since they're, after all, called necromorphs, so they're technically dead already, I guess. Okay, so there's nothing else for us to do in here but to go to the main lab here, as it's called.
Alright, that thermite you picked up should be able to melt through the barricade. Use the shark pad to ignite it. Hope I can hold this position. I can hear something big moving out there.
Okay, so we're going to need the thermite to blow up something eventually. We've got something called a power node. Okay, so I believe we go back through to the security station. Alright, so we've got to go ahead and... this one, dude. Okay, so let's recharge our stasis while we're at it, since we had to use quite a bit of it. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so this part here is where we use the thermite. Okay, so how do we use it? Thermite bomb. Alright, we don't use it yet. Who knows? So I'd say, let's go ahead and save while we can. Just so we don't need to worry about that later. Okay, so we need a different component, I'm guessing. So now we go to the imaging diagnostic screen. Oh my gosh, look at that bloody corpse there. That's pretty nasty. Oh, disgusting. Okay, so our stasis is fully charged, so we don't need to charge it up. Oh, watch out, because here come some enemies. Okay, so we use the power node to unlock that. This is how the heck we get in here.
You found something down there, didn't you?
Yes, we found something.
So the texts were right all this time.
I wouldn't be certain of that. There was nothing divine in what I saw.
We must embrace this. We are the first witnesses.
Matthias isn't letting anyone down in the colony. It's under quarantine until we learn more.
To hell with Matthias. He of all people should know that this is greater than him, or the operation, or even the company. This is our deliverance.
Keep your damn voice down. People are dying down there.
Only the worthless and the unbelievers. But I believe. Do you believe, Terrence? Do you?
So that was quite a heated argument in that little audio log. A quiet, albeit heated one, as I said just now. So yes, that is definitely an example of arguing of these two very opposing ethics, and that's a semi-gold conductor. Okay, so there's nothing else for us to do in this room here. So we're going to go ahead and exit it. So now here's something called benchmark, where we can update equipment. But they require something called... I forget what they're called now. Nodes, yes. So we're going to go ahead and... Alright. Node reserves empty. Unable to comply. Unfortunately, I don't have any nodes at the present moment. So we'll have to come back and get some. Okay. So this next coming part may...
On heavy objects that display this symbol.
Use kinesis on heavy objects that display this symbol. So, alright. So all we gotta do is hit this and then we move out of the way. It looks kind of hard, but it's actually much simpler than it looks. Just watch out because there's some hideous, disgusting enemies coming up, right? Finally dead as a doornail. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure there isn't any potentially important items. First, let's go into this room. Just to, again, as I said just now, make sure there isn't anything useful. And don't worry, this guy dies a rather gruesome death, but no, he can't come back as a necromorph. So this is where we grab one of those so-called nodes. Yes, they're called power nodes. I actually saying nodes. I was pulse round, schematic acquired, download at the store. So just quickly before we go do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and go over here. Benchmark, now that we've got a power node or two available. So I'm going to go ahead and use it on the plasma cutter, since it's the weapon I'm using the most at the present moment. So to commit no to the circuit, you press E, which is yes, or F, which is no. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Okay, so... Okay, so you'll notice how I can't use this cargo lift right now. That's because it requires this bit of machinery. And all we have to do is grab it with our stasis and do that, and voila, it's available to go up. So we can now use the cargo lift. Unfortunately, my thing's kind of full. Now here's another area, which is not as difficult as it looks. So notice this big heavy object. So we use it again, and then we put it in place. And this is how we get back. We just walk on across it. Watch out, enemies can come out. Alright. Be sure to recharge your stasis if you should need it. Okay, so we do gotta use this again. Voila, here we go. So before we quickly use that object over there, first, let's go ahead and save. Okay, so all we do is use the plasma cutter to shoot it. Voila, it works like a dream. Now we're going to the therapy area. Okay, let's make sure there isn't anything useful. Okay, so I can't go to the clinical research lab, at least not right now, so we have nowhere else to go but to zero-G therapy. Yes, this is a vacuum. Use refill canisters, and there's a time limit to how long you can survive in outer space in this game, of course. And got a medium air can, so it's kind of full at the moment. Okay, and yes, enemies on top of it do attack you while you're here. Okay, let's just take a moment to admire outer space, and that is where that giant crater there is where we dug up the marker from that dead planet.
As you know, Ishimura is able to set his gravity locally. Your grab boost will kick in when you enter a zero-G area.
So we're gonna enter a zero gravity areas. That black guy said. I forgot his name now. It's been a while since I've played this game. Okay, so we've got to activate the gravity control. Okay, so you hit the right click button, but then yes, I believe you. Zero G jump. Your ammo counter will flash red if you can't jump to a surface. Zero G jump. Alright. Okay, it might take me a moment to figure out how to jump here. Again, it's been a while since I've played this game last. Alright. Alright, so foot stomp is space. Sprint is shift or R shift. Rig is tab. Alright. Zero G jump is CTRL. Alright, sorry, it took me a little while to figure that out. That is how we jump in zero gravity in this game. Up there. All right. So gotta also use this. Over here. Nice. Alright, so we do gotta use one of these objects. Hopefully one's nearby. So what do you know? You can grab objects from that far away. So then we just gotta put it in here. And voila! We can now go through this door.
Exiting zero gravity.
Yep, we've just exited zero gravity, of course. Ah, and this is the thermite bomb. Or shock pros, it's called.
Great. You got a shock pad. Combine that with the thermite at the barricade to destroy it. Shit. I can hear more coming. Moving through the vents. Stay safe, Isaac.
Alright, so I believe there's enemies that come our direction.
Entering zero gravity.
As I said just now, yep, unfortunately we have to deal with enemies. We want to try and prevent our escape. But hey, it's nice to see their dead bodies move around in zero gravity. See what it was, I don't want to get too safe for spawn.
Entering zero gravity. Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity. Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity.
Okay, so when the music stops playing, that means there's no more enemies we need to fight. Okay, so now we just gotta back down here. Voila! Now we can go back through the door.
Exiting zero gravity.
Now we will have to go back into space again. Yes, we will probably have to fight enemies. Much to our dismay. Yep, just what I thought. Now you can use your stasis to slow down enemies, and that can give you a unique advantage over them. Okay, so... Alright, so we've got nowhere else to go but here. Annoying necromorph. Go to hell, necromorph.
Exiting vacuum.
Be sure to grab that item if you should need it. I'm just going to recharge my stasis. And voila! Then we bring this object using the stasis again. Okay, now we got to use the cargo lifter downstairs. Except this annoying little monster. Oops, maybe I had to hit the stupid. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use the assault rifle or whatever it is you call it just to do something a little different. Medical log, Dr. Warwick B. Chief Psych Officer, report of psychiatric observation. Patient B. Harris, employee number PM-19026-EH. Harris is asleep after another strong sedative. He seems literally unable to sleep without chemical aid. Most people succumb to exhaustion after 50-plus hours of waking, regardless of any desire to stay awake. Not Harris. His explanation of events on the colony is also odd, and points to the same paranoia we've seen elsewhere planetside. His guilt is not in doubt. 2 planetside security officers were present when he took Dr. Scarella hostage and murdered Nurse Evans, and he doesn't deny his actions, but he insists there is no crime, nor does he feel any guilt. This is classic sociopathic behavior, but Harris exhibits no other symptoms. He is affable and friendly, able to empathize and offer original opinions. When questioned about the murder, however, he becomes withdrawn and intransigent, displaying schizophrenic behavior. He also undergoes intermittent hallucinatory periods, again similar to those experienced by other colonists. Harris claims he threatened the doctor because he had to stop the dreams and the faces, that he'd kill again to make it whole again. What that means, I haven't determined yet. Most intriguing case. It's another creepy, psychotic medical episode. So that must be another sign of the effects the marker has on the brains of human beings and perhaps other forms of intelligent life. Okay, so now we got to go through this door back to the main station. That's what it's called. Okay, so... Oh, I almost forgot about this. Oh, wait. Oh, they killed me. What? Okay, so I'm going to be more careful now when I approach that part. Okay, so I'm going to... Load them up. Rambo style. That's very satisfying. hopefully we don't have to deal with more of those things. Luckily, it was nice enough to do a little autosave, because otherwise we might have to start all over again. That, obviously, would not be fun. Okay, so now we gotta finally use the thermite bomb. Objective complete. Wow, melts right through it. Ishimura Clinic unlocked.
Okay, you're through. Should be clear from there to the morgue. Remember, the codes are on the captain's body.
Alright, so we've got a code we need to grab from the body of a dead captain.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan transmitting ship-wide. We need more help. We don't have the resources to deal with this many cases. Nobody would tell us what's happening. These wounds, we are not equipped to deal with this. Get up to the table. Hold him. Nurse, you hold him down. Christ. And record it.
That was Nicole, right? I can't tell from here when that log was made. I'm sure she's around here somewhere.
So obviously, we don't know what has happened to Nicole yet, but the black character, of which his name Hammond, yes, that's his name. He's sure that she's around here somewhere. We don't know that yet, but of course, but yeah. We will find out once we beat this game, of course. Alright. Okay, so we've got nowhere else to go but through this door where it says emergency. Then I like to back up into the room here just so I can have some barriers between me and enemies. Excellent. And unfortunately, yes, it's more coming our way. Alright. Some creepy sounds. Must be the psychological effects of the marker or something. Okay, so clearly we're going to need to put this somewhere. And yes, it's in this module right here. Just make sure there isn't any other potentially useful items. And this is oxygen recharge, but you only do that or need it in an outer space area when you go out into space. Oh my gosh, my, what a mess, as Tommy Lee Jones would say as Gerard in the 1993 film The Future. Man, what a nasty, bloody room this is. Make worse other enemies come your way, of course, which doesn't help. Excellent. Okay, so we can't go through there yet. Not enough power nodes in your inventory, can't talk, so we're going to need a power node to be able to unlock that room. Let's see what this audio has to say.
Can anybody hear me? My name is Eileen Fisk. I just woke up in here and everybody was gone. I don't know what's happening. Why did they all leave? I'm going to try and find someone. If you can hear this, please come for me. I can hear scratching in the wall. Hello? Who's there? Are you a doctor? Why is everyone... Wait, I know you. You're Harris, the prisoner from the colony. You killed that nurse. Help! Somebody help me! Please! Please!
And that is one of the creepier audio logs in the game. So it must have been a person she knows about to become a necromorph. Watch what she does. It's really nasty. Wow, this game is like... This level is like an insane asylum in outer space or something. Science log from Dr. T. Kine, Chief Science Officer. Captain Benjamin Matthias, I guess. Further to our previous conversation, I ask you that you delay bringing the marker up from the planet for a day or two. You know, I'm as keen as anyone to study it in detail, and I understand your sense of urgency given the events on the colony. That's why I ask what's happening down there is just too unique, too unprecedented to cut it short without proper time to study the causes and effects. In light of a discussion I had with Dr. Mercer, I'd like to meet with Dr. Schiarello and Welland Planside to get their observations. Terrence. These people seem to be a little ends justify the means. I don't believe in that. The ends justify the means, but they're willing to do these things even if it means risking their lives or their safety to do so, which is kind of weird. Okay, so I'm gonna, before I go through that door, I'm gonna go ahead and save at the save station here. So that way, if I get killed, I don't have to start all over again, which is never fun. We're now at the board.
Science log, Chief Science Officer Dr. Kine reporting. The colony's problems concern me greatly. I have no doubt they are somehow linked to the discovery of the marker, but the exact nature of that connection is still unknown. Almost 40% of the colonists are experiencing a form of dementia. The obvious symptoms are acute depression, insomnia, and hallucination. Incidents of violence and even murder also indicate extreme paranoia. Dr. Mercer has advised that I bring some of the affected on board for study. Dr. Welland, the planet-side psychiatrist, has reported that his own analysis has been fruitless. I'm hesitant to rely on Dr. Mercer at this point, but I need his expertise. We need solutions, and we need them quickly.
So that audio log is basically like this game, Dead Space's version of those two audio logs by that British doctor from Doom 3, Walter Raleigh, as they describe these increasingly psychotic behavior with symptoms like insomnia, depression, and other things. So yes, there's some areas in which Dead Space and Doom 3 are cut from the same cloth. So now we've got to use this elevator here. Alright. Okay, so now all we do now is go through this door. Ah, what a nasty looking room. You will not believe what happens. Watch it, how that ugly looking thing brings back the dead body of a scientist or someone into necroport. Yes. So I like to try and do is kill that other thing and then go on to the enemy. It's brought back as a zombie, and what do you know? Objective complete. Objective complete. So we got something I believe we need.
Codes received, and they look good. Thank God. I'll start accessing the captain's records right now. Head to the tram station, and I'll contact you there. I'm going to find out what the hell happened to this ship.
Okay, so we're going to return to the emergency. Since there's nothing else for us to do here. All right. So I'm just going to smash that one box with the greenish light coming from it. Because we got some money, honey. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else we need to do here. This is pretty familiar. And if there's enemies, at least it means we're heading in the right direction. So we're trying to, of course, prevent progress, obviously. Okay, so we gotta open this door here. Sorry, we are full.
Isaac, Somehow one of them found a way down to the captain's nest. I managed to contain it in a damaged escape pod. Lifting executive lockdown now. I found the deck logs. Whatever is happening around here, it came from the planet when they cracked it open. It spread to the colony and reached the ship. Isaac, this isn't an infection. It's some form of alien life. Oh. Shit, we've got bigger problems. The ship's engines are offline and our orbit is decaying. Get over to the engineering deck ASAP while I stay here and figure out what the problem is.
Alright, so it's that video file by Hammond that African-American guy described. The thing that is turning these people into necromorphs is not even a virus. It's a life form. It's a little bit like the life form from John Carpenter's The Thing, released 40 years ago in 1982. So, except it can only come into contact with dead tissue, and Kira, that female character's audio files will describe that in a really spooky way. First, let's take a moment to admire how gross and creepy that bloody metal hole looks. I love it. Okay, so we're headed back to the security station. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and save again. Okay, just want to look at the options again one more time just to look at the controls. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few things from the store here, and I think then we go back to the tram station. At least that's what I think we do. Okay, so already got the pulse rifle. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the flamethrower. Okay, and I think we go back to the tram station. At least I think that's what we do. I could be wrong, but... Yes! That is just what we do. And yes, folks and fellow YouTubers, that is the end of the level. Chapter 2, Intensive Care, completed. Awesome. So yes, it's a long level, but yes, it's pretty easy and straightforward despite how long and lengthy it is as a map. But yes, that is basically how you play through that entire map in the game, of course. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, of course, as such, making this video, and, well, there, folks. I believe I shall go ahead and end the video there. And remember, if you like this video, please shoot a plasma cutter at that like button below. And if you want to see more of my videos, please necromorph infect that subscribes button below. And I will see you all when I see you all in the next video, folks. Until then, though, my name is Nuclear Skull 87. And you all have an excellent and wonderful rest of your day. Amen.